Jeanette's family to the brand new March monthly Momentum. I love the new branding, AK.
Well, I got to tell you, I love the show because we get a chance at this show to talk to so many of the leaders around the world and pick their brain on what they're doing to get the results, Lucy.
And we hear from the audience to specific items. I mean, if anybody has thought about prospecting, inviting, and really how to close, this is the show you are going to want to watch. And what's kind of exciting about this show is we're now going to sort of gamify it a little bit.
That's right.
We're
We
going
got
to have
some fun.
Yeah, some clues. So somebody out there is going to win 1,000 promotional points, besides the fact we have two amazing speakers. But first of all, we should remind everybody, especially our emeralds and our diamonds.
So one of the things that's really important as we talk about emeralds and diamonds is our emerald and diamond trip.
Yeah, right.
Now listen, we're going to hear from some incredible leaders today, but one of the things that I want to make sure that all of you are aware of is every year we have an emerald trip and it happens in Maui. Listen, I was just there in January. Lucy, you were there as well. We had an incredible time with leaders in creating stories, sharing an experience, and there's time to qualify. You have until October to qualify for the next Emerald trip. Make sure you set your goals and you put that in your sight and you go after it. And this month in March, Lucy, is the last month for the diamond trip.
I mean, this is the 5-bell alarm for new diamonds.
That's right.
Or for existing. If you're a new diamond, this might be February, might be month number 2, and March could be number 3, but you want to be on this diamond trip. It is the only year where it'll actually take 3 months to qualify. Existing diamonds have to do 6 months. They don't have to be consecutive, but March is the last month to do that.
Regardless of that, push yourself to qualify.
Yeah.
And even if you don't make it for this trip, push yourself, because that's going to make it easier for the next trip. You always have a chance to qualify. Set your goals, push yourself. It's going to be amazing, Lucy. Now, why don't we get into the fun that we have? Now, like Lucy said, I'm going to give you a little bit of credit here. She said, how do we make it more exciting and more rewarding for the people that watch us live? And we want to have something fun, and we want to give away 1,000 promotion points, but you got to stay for the whole show. Lucy, why don't you kick it off?
So it's going to be in 3 parts. So here is the first clue. So get your cameras ready so that you can take a picture. I don't even think you know the answer to this.
I don't know the answer. They wouldn't tell me.
I'm not telling you. All right. So the very first clue is what is white and blue. And so what we've done is we prepared this QR code. So take a picture of this with your phone, and then you can write your answer. But I would wait till you hear all 3 before you send in your answer.
That's right. Don't put it, I mean, you can submit your answers now. It might be kind of funny, what is white and blue? But wait until the end of the show when you hear all the clues, you put them together, then you submit your answer. And the person who gets the correct answer first is going to get 1,000 promotion points. So stay tuned, watch it, and right now start texting your team and say, make sure you get on, because you might be able to figure this out.
And what we're also going to include at the very end here as well is we're going to include the new ranks from the month before. So today's show, we're going to see ranks from the month of January. And we think it's important because a big part of people's business is recognition. So we're going to include a little bit more of that in our monthly momentum. But we have 2 amazing guests. I mean, I love these 2.
We do have 2 amazing guests. Listen, I have to tell you, with both our double diamond, Yvonne Yen, and our new Ruby director, Paula Chang, we are so excited to have you guys here. I got a chance to spend so much time with you, Yvonne, over the course of the last year. And Paula, we had a chance to spend time at Lead. And what I can say is you 2 are both absolutely fantastic people, as well as leaders in the business. And Yvonne, what you've been able to accomplish is amazing. Paula, what you've been able to accomplish is amazing. But more importantly, how you help inspire your team to be successful is also something that everybody should really take notes and learn from, Lucy.
Absolutely. And I don't know how many people know that. I mean, obviously, if they've heard Yvonne's story in the past, but this is her first time ever in network marketing, and she's been with us for a lot of years. But I mean, I've known Yvonne since she had like her babies in the car seat, and she pulled up to the first meeting, and she had a flower shop at the time. And what you've done with your business is mind-blowing. So people should definitely listen to what she has to say.
So why don't we start off, before we get to Paula, let's start off with Yvonne. Yvonne, we had a chance to spend so much time at LEAD a few months ago, and one of the things that I love is you are always active in your business, and you have this mindset of always being prospecting, speaking, presenting, closing, but more importantly, what I'd like you to do is share how you talk to your team and inspire your team about the mindset and importance of always prospecting new people.
Thank you. Well, first of all, Lucy and AK, thank you for welcoming to the show. I think this is a beautiful question because if I look back my last, 12 years of journey with GNS Global, I think the first 2 years, I really view this business as a business. So I'm very goal oriented. I consider this as my career, as my job. So I have to put in all my effort to get it done. But in the recent years, I think due to the pandemic, and also I'm kind of elevated to a different level because I finally realized this is actually not just a business, this is a way of life. So that's why you mentioned about I'm always in the field. I do work a lot and I still enjoy working a lot. And the main reason is I realize how important to have someone like us in life, because to us, to many people, they are waiting for our phone call. And let me tell you why. For many of you who are new to the business or you have been a while for the business, I got to tell you, if you know how important your role is, you are going to go further. And what is our role? I think our role is basically a solution providers. Sometimes we want to close the case, we want to get the sales, but in fact, if you take one step further, if you realize that you are there to offer the second option for people. It doesn't matter they say yes or no, but you present from your heart and you just offer them another option in life. What a beautiful things that you can do this for people. And in the process of doing that, you have a chance to earn money or earn big money if you work hard. So that is the motive that I'm still active in the field, because I think it's very important for everyone to stay active because the society need people like us. So that's my answer, AK.
Well, Yvonne, what I love about you is we always say leadership is visual, right?
Yeah.
People do what people see. And you are a great example of leading by example because you inspire people not with just your words, but with your actions. And when they see you constantly prospecting, talking, and presenting, it's really inspiring by your action, even more than your words. And Paula, let's turn to you really quickly because I got a chance to spend some time with you at one of our events. And the thing that I love about you and the thing that everybody says about you is you are always having 15, 20 appointments a week. You're always closing, you're always presenting, and you're excited about it.
Yeah.
Can you share with us and share with everybody listening your success and how you effectively get more people to say yes?
Absolutely. Well, first I want to say thank you for AK and Lucy for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here. About closing, for me, I guess the mindset, like Yvonne said, is most important. And a lot of us, unfortunately, when we have the heart on this, we know this is a good thing, but however, our mind is not in sync with our heart. Therefore, it's kind of stopping us from going forward. For me, my question is always, why not? Why not GNS? We have everything you want to hear. You want health, which is the most important thing right now. We all know that. You want beauty. You want, a chance to make money, whether it's part-time or full-time, to feel the purpose in life or the lifestyle that we enjoy. Why not? So when your mindset is correct, then, it's only when you can convince yourself, you can convince others to join you. So for me, I think the posture is very important. I'm very proud to present. I always said that I know what's in my hands. So why not share with, a lot more people out there that, how many people are looking for what we have right now in our hands, So, for me, it's numbers game. So, there's no stopping me. 15 is really a minimum number for me to share on a weekly basis. Thanks to Yvonne, such a great leader that lead us, how to go through numbers. Just keep, it's a numbers game. So for me, to answer your question, AK, why not GNS? Just keep sharing. Then, we'll get to where we wanted by helping others.
I think when you hear Yvonne and you hear Paula talking right now, they have the belief. And that's what some people, I don't think you can be looking at other companies and looking what other people do and still try. And, you have to be so in love with your own company and so in love that it just becomes easy, because then you are sharing what you really believe. I mean, Paula, how important is that belief factor to you, and how do you help your people with that?
With belief, like I said, you have to know, not only by learning, by doing it. This is a business about learning through doing it and doing through learning. So, if something that you feel like you feel like there's something stopping you to share, there's gotta be from here, from me. It's your mindset. You or go back to learn some more about this business or product. If only you believe through your passion, your belief that whether your team or your prospects seeing that. It's just like a song. You hear the music, you don't hear, you don't really hear the lyrics. It's the music. So it's gotta be your passion, your belief, and your posture when you're sharing this opportunity or products.
When I hear that, it's so inspiring, because it's really true what they say. People join people. And if you are sold yourself and you believe yourself and you have that energy and passion, people can feel it. And Yvonne, I think that's an important question is, share with people. I mean, you've been doing this now with Jeunesse for quite a long time. And throughout that, it hasn't been all straight, arrow to the top. There's been ups and downs all over the place. Why don't you share with people, what happens when people say no to you?
Yeah.
Now, as you've gotten so good at sharing, less people say no to you because you've gotten so good at it. But in the beginning, and even now, what do you do when people say no to you and they're not interested?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I think that's one of the reasons that stop people from going further, because they take rejection personally. So I would like to tell everyone who is watching the show is, you got to understand that people say yes and no, they are all part of the process. No matter how good you are, no matter how wonderful, how perfect the plan that you are here to offer, people will still say no to you. And the reason say no to you is because they just don't think at this moment of time, this is not something on their agenda, which is okay. Of course, in the beginning, when people say no to me, I thought I'm tough, but I still get hurt as well. It's all normal, but the beauty of this business is it helps us to grow, to really understand why we are doing what we do each and every day. So the more you present, the more you are very good at it. If people say no to you in the beginning, maybe it's because of our skills are not polished. Maybe we talk too much, maybe we give people too much pressure. That's okay. We can just refine and learn from it. But once you are at the very comfortable level, you have the right mind, right heart, that you just want to offer people the second options. When at that moment, if they still say no to you, it is okay, because the more no they say to you, that means you are closer to the next yes. So just understand, yes and no is part of the process. And if you can go through this curve, like the top people in these fields, you are going to be successful. You are going to receive. There's a saying, let me put it this way. There's a saying that if you choose to do what other people normally do not like to do, you will end up getting something that most people would not be able to receive. So if you want to get to the top, you want to have a comfortable living, go through this challenge. It's fun, it's rewarding, and it's meaningful.
I think that when you and I have talked about this before, that when sometimes people say no, for example, if they're saying no to the price, maybe you haven't built enough value into what you're presenting, or it may be the timing's not right for that person. But usually that no means I don't have enough information. And I think people forget about that, and it gives people great things to go and work on. Like, all right, so maybe I need to do a better job when I'm presenting this opportunity. But talking about asking questions, I think I better give clue number 2, and then we can go back to hearing the most important part, which is how you get a yes out of people too.
That's right.
So our clue number 2 is you have seen this at a global expo.
All right, Lucy, so what was the first clue?
It's white and it's blue.
What is white and blue? And you've seen it at Expo.
That's right.
So those are the 2 clues so far. There's going to be a 3rd clue towards the end of the show. keep listening here, and we'll definitely see some exciting answers. I'm excited to share those on the next show, all the answers that we've gotten.
And of course, we will put the name of the winner on that as well.
Of course.
But here's these two experts about
right.
closing. And I do know from a long time in this industry, if you can become really good at converting the people, just like they do, they can make the appointments, they meet with the prospects, but they help walk through comfortably so that it's decision that the person's making to say yes, and they're excited about the business. And that is an art, and Paula is phenomenal. I mean, obviously she learned from the best, Yvonne.
Right, but really getting somebody and walking them through the process, Paula, you know, a lot of times it's what's most important for that person, not what's most important for you. And can you just share with people how one of the things I love is you're so engaged with the new person you're talking to and really trying to find out what's important to them. So if you could just share a little bit about the importance of finding out what's important to them and really helping them achieve that. Oh, you might be muted.
Okay, now we can hear you.
We can hear you. Go ahead, Paula.
Okay. Yeah, what I focus on, like you said, AK, is focusing on listening more, learning their wants. And from then on, and you know, I engage in a conversation with them and offer them solutions, you know. And, you know, I'm more of a listener, and then only when I hear their needs or their wants, then I offer the solution. Or usually, oftentimes, I tell stories, could be my stories or someone else's that's related to their background stories, and to pick their interest, and then I'll invite them to get on board with me. Whether if they're interested in business at that time, then I'll guide them to how to, you know, get enrolled. If not, then I'll suggest them, how about, you know, trying using some products and taking care of your health. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I love that she mentions that, Lucy. It's always finding out what's important to them and providing a solution to them. And that is just so incredibly important in this business. And Yvonne, you know, one of the things that I love is you are so plugged into your team, and you're always doing recognition. You're always loving and helping and sharing. But for everybody listening, can you share the importance of what you do in your business in terms of your events that you have, whether they're with your team or whether they're bigger events? Can you share the importance of making sure you're plugged into the events with your team?
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful question, AK, because, you know, this Lucy introduced earlier, this is my very first network marketing business. So one of the lessons I learned about this business is this is all about event. And the event can have many definitions. It could be one-on-one, it could be a group meetings, a small 5 to 10 people coffee shop meetings, or we can have, of course, before the pandemic, we can have 50 to 100 people or even 200 people super Saturday events. Or, and of course, company has many more on the large scales events such as a leadership training or expo. So the key is, this is a business not by yourself. This is a business that you have to be with the team, because this is the event that would do all the work for us. So not only for the prospect, but also for us as a member as well. We constantly need to charge ourselves. We constantly need to learn from other people's. And whatever you are experiencing today, trust me, other people also go through as well. So it is very important for you to plug in every single event, because to me, our business, the best part is free, is independent. But the worst part is sometimes it's too free. People become too independent because there's no clock in or clock out. We are entrepreneurs. There's no check in or check out. So by plugging into the event, going out to see the prospect and participate in every single event is our job, because the more time you get involved, the more you are going to grow. And of course, the higher, you know, income you are going to on target to earn. So I hope that people do not take the freedom to the wrong way. This is a great business if you put in the time and efforts. And I'm the best testimonials. You know, I built from left, zero to the right, and get to where I am today. And thanks to the team, and thanks to all the events that collectively we do it together. So that's my response.
I just want to throw out here that Yvonne also has expectations, and we are a leadership business. And I think sometimes the new people join, they don't realize that sometimes you have to ask people to do things. Like she calls and she has people booking appointments. I remember when you used to go over to visit them as well. And when people have expectations, just like you have expectations for all of us, people perform better. Sometimes asking. So Yvonne, can you just touch on that a little bit about how important that side of the business is?
Yeah, there's a saying, people respect what you inspect. So I think being a leader is an art. We want to be friends with the lead with our team so they can be open to us and we know exactly what they are looking for in order for us to provide a solution or provide the plans. But in the meanwhile, we are all human beings. Sometimes we like to lay back. Sometimes we like to have some, vacation. But it's very important for us to understand our team's each individual's goals so that we can provide the right plan. So if you, for example, if Lucy, you are my team member, you tell me you just want to make $300 to $500 a month, great. I would not be after you all the time because you just need to do a few meetings and it's very likely you are going to get it. But on the other hand, if you tell me, Lucy, today your goal is to break, there's no income claim, but someone you want to make $5,000 a month, or in 2 years, you want to be a diamond, you want to make a certain amount of dollars, 5-digit a month. If that is your goal, your effort need to be in line with your goals. So I played that role to go after the team. So, it's a customized plans and it's between friends and leaders. So it's an art. I'm still learning it.
That's, I really love this conversation is really important because the thing that you said that really resonates, Yvonne, is especially for all the new people, you don't have to do this by yourself. When you're prospecting, when you're inviting, let them come to an event. This is an event. A two-on-one is an event. Right. A home party is an event. A Zoom is an event. Big or small, you can do this with the team, but you have to do it, like we said, on purpose. You have to be actively doing that. And the last question, and we're going to let them go, is Paula, I want to ask you a question because you're a great example of overcoming objections, but also getting out of your comfort zone. Because a lot of people listening to this right now, it might not be comfortable to go out and just prospect and talk to people, especially if they're strangers. How do you help people and how do you get out of your comfort zone to just go invite people and ask people and talk to them about Jeunesse? How do you do that and how do you overcome that?
Well, talk about overcome stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm the true example. I told everybody if I could do this business, anybody else could. I've never have done any business before. I'm coming out of a housewife and my husband's a dentist and I used to help him out, periodically from time to time. So it was very hard for me at the beginning to try to talk to someone or, if I run into an objection, that was very hard on me. So for me, because my why was so strong and I know what I want, I know what this company or platform can offer me, so my belief was very strong. So, for me, to overcome that, again, is through going out and, I walk the walk and talk the talk, AK, I don't know if that answered your question. I kind of forgot what the first part of the question was. I needed to take more mind.
Paula, that's why I asked you, because I heard your story at the event that you shared on stage. And I love the fact that if you can do this business, you said it, anybody can do this business, but you had your own challenges. You came out of your comfort zone and you're a great example of what can be possible for anyone in this company. So congratulations to you. Yvonne, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Really, really appreciate it. And this will be a podcast. So we will be taking the leadership part with the answers that they have, making a podcast that can be shared with everybody. And I think it's time to...
Well, actually, before we get to that, why don't we move to some recognition? We love recognition. Let's share some of our new recognition for the month, Lucy.
Because it's important, isn't it? These people are building their business, and that's what the momentum is all about. It's right now, during the month, how do people drive their business, and how do you maintain momentum? And this is the ranks from the month of January, so we want to go over them. So let me go over the Sapphire Elites. So we have Mohammed Sol from the UAE.
Very
they're
cool.
really doing an amazing job over there. And from the United States, we have Cheng Yao Yang or Yang Chang Yao. So thank you guys so much, you're our Sapphire Elites. We hope that we are congratulating you as Rubies really soon.
That's
and
right.
I'll let you do our next group.
Well, yeah, for the Rubies, and again, these are major accomplishments, and we always want to make sure that we're recognizing these people for what they've been able to accomplish, and we know that this is just the beginning. But Faris Durrani from the UAE, Mohammed Abu Swear from UAE, and Yang Yang from Greater China, congratulations. We're so proud of you. And we know that this is just the beginning. These are our new Ruby directors, Lucy.
And when you see two from the UAE, somebody's probably going diamond or probably going emerald. We also have an emerald. This is an amazing feat. It's from Germany, and I know that Germany's on fire right now.
They are.
So Hani Sima, congratulations. And we know that we recognize you on the Exec Connect, but we believe that we should be recognizing you everywhere, on our social media, our monthly momentum, on Exec Connect. So congratulations, guys.
Yeah, the one thing that I will say is recognition is so important.
Yeah.
It's important for all of you. It's important for your teams. It's important for that brand new person, sometimes just reaching out and congratulating them for anything that they've done in the business. It goes such a long way, and we love to do it. I love celebrating and recognizing.
Yeah.
I know you do too.
I do
Our
too.
founders,
Yeah.
Scott Lewis, that's the thing
Yeah.
I think we love the most, is celebrating and recognizing other people. So with that, Lucy, do we want to talk a little bit about the rest of 2022? And then we're going to get to the next clue.
We are. We have another clue coming up.
So we do have another clue coming up, so don't
We'll
worry.
get there quickly.
We have another clue coming up. So now, as you've heard here, the year's really just started. We're in March, and you have this entire year to really accomplish your goals, but you have to know where you're going. So right now, seriously, take a look at where you're at, where you want to go. Make sure you write that down and create that roadmap and match it with the activities. So many times we have these things that we want, we have these goals, we have these dreams, but we're not matching our productivity with the things that we want.
Right.
So right now, as you're listening to this, set your goals, work with your team, lead by example, and I promise you the sky is the limit on what you can accomplish, Lucy, because we've seen people do it.
That's
from
right.
everywhere in the world. So take that action, and why don't we start talking about
the next clue? Okay, so the next clue is, are you ready? Drum roll. Okay, likes to fly. So we've got
white and blue.
Global Expo.
Global Expo, you've seen it at a Global Expo, white and blue, and it likes to fly.
Yeah, yep. So this is where scan the QR code, send it in. We hope we'll be recognizing one of you next monthly momentum. That'll be April.
And I want to do some bloopers. I want to, at the next show, I want to say all the crazy answers that we've got.
We'll have to do that too.
So make sure, put in your answers. Let's have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we hope to recognize somebody at the next show and the winner and give them the 1,000 promotional points. So thank you again for tuning in. We love you guys. Let's make this a great month, and let's really make this a great year for all of you. One team, one family, one Jeunesse.